Welcome, class. Today we're going to talk miscellaneous things about sociology. And then, class, we'll be done. Actually, there'll be a couple more, but sociology is finished. Let's begin talking about middle class parents. Middle class parents rule their household and control their children by using psychological methods such as privileges, guilt, and embarrassments. Their emphasis in raising children is on motives for behaving, innovativeness, independentness, and autonomy. Now, schools play an important part of this. It transmits knowledge and ways of society to its young people. The roles of the schools in socialization process has increased in recent years. Entry into many professions is determined by successful completions of a required course of study. Peer groups also play an important role. They're the most influential during the adolescence. It contributes greatly to one's acceptance. It can create its own subculture. There are no specific norms for adolescents. Mass media also plays an important role. It can reinforce cultural norms, such as public service announcements. It can distort norms, such as soap operas. The message is often seen in direct opposition of messages given to young people via other agents. The representation of what beauty is, for instance, and what safe sex is. Now we start talking about the ego. What is the looking glass self? The looking glass self was devised by Charles Horton Cooley. We see reflections of ourselves in others' eyes. We try to imagine how people we interact with perceive us. We try to imagine how people we interact with and what they think they see us as. Those last 2 points form self-image. Self is primarily social. The sense of self is situational. Self is flexible, but doesn't change. It's like a chameleon. Now the I in the looking glass is individualistic, animalistic, impulsive, instinctive, unpredictable. Stifling the I makes boredom, and is the creator of society. The stages of socialization in large group, whatever, is the play stage. Begins formation of the self, such as imitation. The game stage, you can play different roles simultaneously. You can occupy various positions in the environment simultaneously. The generalized other itself is complete. Brings up uniqueness and the conception of society. Status plays a key part. Part of this. We don't determine what each status carries. When you reach a status, you automatically require everything that the status carries with it. Each status has a set of roles attached to it. They are ascribed statuses, which are inherited. Examples are wealth, religion, race, ethnic background, social standing, gender, and age. But there are also achieved statuses, such as that are acquired because of efforts or choice, promotions, rank in jobs, that sort of thing. Now we talk about roles in society. Roles are behaviors expected by others of one who holds a certain status, learned as part of the socialization process, then internalized. Reference groups set standards for different roles. It's a comparative function, and they serve as the audience. A prescribed role is the manner in which society expects us to carry out a particular role, whereas an enacted role is the way in which a person actually carries out a particular role. Now, there are discrepancies between the two. Lack of understanding as to what the role requires. We wish not to conform to the requirements of the roles, and the inability to play the role effectively. There's role distance, which is the distance between the master status and the lowest priority status. There's role strain, which is one status. It's the ability at times to fulfill the expectations and the demands of the status. There's role conflict, which states that something has to give if you are expected to be in two places at once. To minimize conflicts, you need to establish the priority order of the roles. And last but not least, there is dramatic role representation, which is playing a role to present others, or to impress others. And that's it. Thank you. This has been